So let's talk about Palatine Technologies. Palantir. They made over $800 million last year. They just signed a $133 million contract. It's an AI company, but what they specialize in is they able to get information, data from all over, and they're able to integrate it all together like a fusion center, like an NSA fusion center. So John Wolf, everything that's on the internet about John Wolf, things that John Wolf, not only that he said, not only the videos John Wolf recorded, but applications for apartments and stuff like that will show up, right? Like everything, they're able to get all this information. The software is able to gather information on a particular target, subject, or whatever, and integrate it all together. And what's important about this is going to be the foundation of the Antichrist. I mean, this is going to be, because I always say the Antichrist is not going to be a person, it's going to be a spirit or consciousness that manifests itself through a computer. That's what the Antichrist is. That's exactly how it was described in the book of Revelations. So, Palantir is going to be instrumental in this, since they are it's the software that's being used by the NSA, by these fusion centers and whatnot, and it's going to have an important role in eugenics. Okay, and so there's 8 billion people on Earth. And now they got AI. They're saying that AI technology is going to replace a lot of jobs. And in the future, 20, 30, 40 years from now, less and less people will be working because most of the work. So in the future, I'm going to fast forward really quick. 60 years into the future, there's only probably going to be one or two premier corporations in the United States. That's it. And those corporations will be, all the hedge funds will be invested into it. So all the world's wealth will be invested in either these one or two different corporations. And all of the jobs, so you can picture this as not only Palantir is going to be the premier software that gathers data and information on everything and integrates it together, but it's also going to be the entire economy. What I mean by that is everything. It's going to be one big corporation. Everything's going under the sun's going to be under it, and what's going to happen is it's going to perform like 90% of the world's work. Like all your doctor visits in the future, you're not going to sit in front of a human. You're going to sit in front of a machine, and the machine's going to diagnose you. Machines are going to take all the jobs. That's like the new immigrant, right? They're going to take our jobs. They're going to take our jobs. So you're going to have this big corporation that's going to have software doing all the work, and they're going to be paying a lot of taxes. And those taxes are going to go straight to entitlement programs that's going to feed and clothe and house people, because they will have no jobs for these people in the future. The problem is they're not going to want to support 8 billion people on Earth. And this is why you see Bill Gates getting involved in these inoculation programs in Africa and whatnot, because they are practicing eugenics. They are trying to control future birth. And what Palantir's role in this is as it's collecting all this information on people, and as we're moving into the future, they're trying to reduce the world's population, because this future corporation that's going to do all the work and pay all the taxes is going to be paying for these entitlement programs to support these people. So they want less people, And what's going to happen is Palantir is going to decide who will reproduce in the future. And the way they're going to do that is by gathering all this information on you. They're going to take your genetics from your DNA tests. They're going to take all your health care, history, whatnot, and they're going to select the healthiest people, the smartest people, and the people who fit their diagram to reproduce. Okay? And the people who don't fit in that mold are not going to reproduce, and they're going to start, or already have, start using medications to make the population go down. Foods, we're getting into all this new weird nanotech where they're injecting nanotech in people, and it's controlling the biology of their cells, and it's just going to make people not want to reproduce, or it's going to make people not celibate, but they're just going to be shooting blanks, I guess you could say. Women aren't going to be able to conceive, and you're going to see a lowering of the world's population. You're probably going to see some type of big mass disease, and then you're also going to see low birth rates, which you're already starting to see low birth rates in Europe, because this is where it's going to take place, in the white community. This AI software, and everything's going to be applied to the white community first, and then it's going to follow everyone else. So once they start, and they probably already have started with these inoculations and whatnot, where people are not, younger people are not going to reproduce. There's also economic reasons why people aren't reproducing like they were. And the goal is to curb the world's population, to get that 8 billion down to about 500 million. Okay? So they want about, the perfect ideal world will be 500 million people and one big AI program, one big corporation that supplies all the needs for that 500 million people. And we're starting to go into the beginning phases of this, and I may not see the full fruition of this program, but people younger than me will. And 40 years from now, you will see the full impact of this. You're going to see birth rates are lower. You're going to see a lot more people dying younger. You're going to see more pandemic-type diseases coming out. Some of them will be created. And you're going to see a mass killing of the population. But it's going to be very select, and Palantir is going to play an instrumental role in this, because they are going to be the premier software company that gathers all this information, sifts through it, and decides who will reproduce and who wouldn't. So it's a very interesting subject. It's something that you should be taking a lot of interest in. If you have children and grandchildren, you should really be concerned about this, because it's going to affect them. It's going to fully affect the babies of today. And you're already starting to see how they're psychologically conditioned in the next generation to look at people as subjects. Because let's see, if a child was born in 2018, when they were 2 years old, the big C word hit, and now every stranger that they came across during the toddler years of their life wore a mask. They were faceless strangers. Strangers were looked at as potential carriers of the big C disease, and children were told to avoid strangers, to make sure they wore a mask, and to make sure everyone around them had a mask on. And that will psychologically condition them to look at strangers as faceless beings, and they will not be able to put a soul and apply their heart to this face, to this person. They're just going to look at people, strangers, as faceless beings. They've already been psychologically conditioned for that. The children, over the past, from 2020, 2021, 2022, when everyone wear a mask, the kids who were 3, 4, 5 years old during this time are going to have long-term psychological effects from this, and they're going to view strangers as faceless beings because they were forced to do that from childhood. And I'm expecting another illness, respiratory type illness, in which a mask will have to be worn for about 18 months to 24 months within the next 2-3 years. They're probably going to do it again to get that next generation conditioned. So, and once these people become adults, it will be a lot easier for the government to ease this eugenics program into play because, again, these children are going to grow up to be adults and they're going to look at other people as faceless beings because from early childhood, that's how they were told to view these people. And physically, they didn't view anyone other than their eyes. So it's very interesting. Palantir, it will play a premier role in this. It's going to be a eugenics program, similar to what we've seen in the 1920s, but it's being put into action now. And it's something to take notice of. And if you got a few dollars laying around, invest it in Palantir because, they're making money and they're going to get more and more government contracts. I don't know if the Chinese are going to come out with their own type of software, because that would be another company to look into investing in. There's a lot of people in China, and China has been practicing eugenics for a long time now. They had the one-child policy there, and they got some other policies, and they also got an execution bus in China, in which it's a van that will go out to your home and execute you. I don't know if you've seen these or not, but the police will come in, they'll grab you, they'll take you outside, they'll strap you in this van and do a lethal injection on you. That's happening right now in China, and it's part of their eugenics program. And you can expect that to happen here in the United States. They already got half the country convinced that it's okay for the police to shoot someone in the back as they're running away, just because the police accused them of something. So they're already psychologically conditioning Americans to dispose of their fellow man. And all they need to do now is just inject this AI program in, where that AI program makes the decisions for the government, and it's done. It's just carried out. And in the future, like in China, where they have these execution vans, in the future, robots will be operating these vans. They won't need to use humans to do it. Robots and an AI program will do all the killing and childbirth prevention methods as opposed to humans. So it's going to be really, really easy to do. They are laying down the groundwork for it today, and you should take notice of this.